Good day, I'm Theodore Henry and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, October 14, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is encouraging local investors to capitalize on the current favorable economic environment to invest in the country. The Prime Minister was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Boot 2 commercial complex in Drax Hall, St. Anne on Friday. He stresses that the development gives way for a new urban space in the parish and represents the continuation of the vision for Jamaica, which is centered on sustainable growth, innovation, and the spirit of self-reliance.
It is important to signal to the country that the investments that are taking place are not only or always led by our established investors. There are many, I would like to term them new investors emerging. A new class of entrepreneurs emerging in the country who are driving the growth of the country, who see themselves as part of the vanguard of development.
The commercial complex will feature a range of modern amenities designed to serve both residents and travelers. These include a fast food franchise, full-service market with expanded offerings, entertainment facilities, flexible commercial spaces of different sizes, and underground parking. An overhead pedestrian bridge will be constructed to connect the Boot 2 commercial complex with the existing Boot service station across the busy Drax Hall roadway. Still in St. Anne on Friday, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness officially opened and handed over the newly developed Queen Hythe Pond Park in Discovery Bay. The $3.9 million park features a walking trail, gazebos, benches and tables, planter boxes, bollards, and solar lights. Dr. Holness says the small public green space is a valuable addition to the Queen Hythe community and increases the number of such spaces across the island.
Urban spaces are important to quality of life, very important actually to quality of life, very important to the efficiency and ease of doing business, very important to our health and the protection of the environment, and very important to the productivity of the country. So we want to promote the development of urban spaces.
The Queen Hythe Park project is part of the government's Urban Renewal and Development Program and was executed under the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. In other news, Jamaica has reaffirmed its commitment to ratifying the Specially Protected Areas and Wildlife SPAW Protocol of the Cartagena Convention. Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change, Matthew Samuda, says the process requires one final step, which is the amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act. The minister says he has viewed the latest revised document and this is expected to go before Parliament shortly. Minister Samuda was addressing the opening ceremony for the United Nations Environment Programme 18th meeting of the contracting parties, COP18, for the Cartagena Convention on Monday. He reasons that as they deliberate in the coming days, it is easy to feel frustrated with the pace at which things are happening.
There can be creeping frustration. There can be a sense that this is an academic exercise. But I ask you in your deliberations and in your discussions and your bilaterals and your individual meetings that we redouble our efforts to strengthen the efforts of the Convention Secretariat, to ensure that we strengthen the intention to protect our seas.
Mr. Samuda says Jamaica's move to ratify the SPAW protocol is an acknowledgement of the principles and the benefits of the Cartagena Convention. A total of 16,600 students are being transported daily under the National Rural School Bus Program as of October 7, 2025. That's according to Minister of Transport, Telecommunications and Energy, Darrell Vaz. Speaking during a press briefing on Friday, the minister said the program represented a major milestone in the government's effort to improve student transportation in rural Jamaica.
We had projected approximately 15,000. We have actually surpassed that. And bear in mind, that's with the 60 buses, not the 100 buses. So obviously that number will increase when we move to the Phase 1A. Phase 1 covers across 250 schools and we have 12 dispatch points, which we plan to expand coverage and fleet size in phase 1A before the end of the year. So let me just recall, commitment was for 100 buses for the September term, 60 that will be rolled out in September 2025, and the other 40 would be rolled out between September and the end of school term 2025.
Some of the schools currently being serviced include Constant Spring Primary and Infant, Albion Mountain Primary, Black River Primary and Infant, Belair High, Woodlawn School of Special Education, Tatius Golding High, and Glengough High. Minister Vaz says school bus stop signs have been erected in St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester, with additional installations planned as the routes expand. And finally, homeless persons in Clarendon were treated to meals, care packages, health screenings, and other social services by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development on Friday. This was done in collaboration with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation in observance of World Homeless Day. The theme was Bridging Gaps in Homelessness, Connecting Persons to Services and Community through Data Collection. Activities included the provision of services from government agencies such as the National Insurance Scheme, Tax Administration Jamaica, and the Southeast Regional Health Authority. In a brief remark, Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie reiterated the government's commitment to protecting members of the homeless population.
Next year, we'll be working closely with the National Housing Trust. And the Prime Minister made that announcement, where in every parish in Jamaica, we are going to be building a major facility. And homelessness is not a crime. And I would urge Jamaicans not to turn their backs on the homeless, not to scorn them, because none of us know where we will end up tomorrow.
And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.